KTSM is so proud of Small Town Spotlight, where we go to individual towns and highlight all the treasures found there. We've come to Socorro, Texas, and joining me now is historian Al Borrego. He's the president of the Cultural Heritage Society of the Camino Real. Nice to see you, Al.
Nice to see you.
The Camino Real, this was the superhighway for hundreds of years, and it comes right in front of this building.
And it still is. It still is. We don't want the history of the Camino Real in exhibits and museums because we live it today. So we want to continue talking about it, telling about it, experiencing it every day.
Now, the Camino Real connected Mexico City to northern New Mexico. Tell us about that route.
Yeah, the route's 1,600 miles more or less from Mexico City, the Plaza de Santo Domingo in Mexico City, all the way north to Okeowenge, which is the res north of Española, New Mexico.
And all the trade and all the back and forth went on that road.
Everything happened on that road for many years. There's all kinds of sites. Half of the road from southern Chihuahua to Mexico City is UNESCO World Heritage. And it's not the road exactly, it's the 55 sites and 6 entire cities that are UNESCO inscribed.
Wow.
That are on that route. I mean, there's even a bridge that's called something funny. It's called the Quita Calzones, which means they take your underwear on that on that bridge, because when people would go through there, they'd rob them because they knew they were coming up north.
Goodness. Okay, now we are actually in the Casa Ortiz. Now, this was built in the late 1700s, possibly predating the U.S. Republic.
Most probably, yeah. I mean, this building could have been a paraje, which means it might have been a stop along the route. Definitely, it was a stop along the route. So it could have been part of another building in the beginning.
Okay, so the Camino Real runs right in front of Casa Ortiz.
Right.
But you've got a treasure trove of historical places in Socorro. Tell us the must-see places.
Well, the must-see places, of course, is the original site of the mission. The original site of the mission is about half a mile south of here, east if you want. It's right down the road here. You can actually see the site. We got the historical plaques and stuff. Got a great building there that we feel could be the oldest building in Texas, because we feel that it was built during when the mission was built. 1680, so 1681.
And that would be one of the oldest, literally one of the oldest buildings in all of Texas.
Yeah.
And you said the priest lived there? It was his little house?
Right. Now, the mission got taken out in the flood, but if you go down there, you can actually go there and stand there with your phone, and it tells your elevation. Yeah. You come over here and stand here and look at the difference in the elevation from there to here. There was a hole over there where they put the mission. So when the flood came in 1829, it basically took it out. The water was there for so long. This little house, you can see, is about 10 feet higher than where the mission was.
So it survived.
It's still there, you know.
My goodness. Let's talk about that flood of 1829. That was a game changer for this area.
Totally.
Took out the original chapel and moved everything around. This was actually an island for a while?
Yeah, it was an island for about 20 years. Well, it was an island longer than that, but in 1849, when we become part of the Union, they have to, because there's 2 channels. 1829, you end up with 2 rivers. One on this, it used to be on that side. We used to be, if it was today, we'd be on the Mexican side. And then the new rivers over here. And in San Lazar, in our plaque, we have a sign that shows you exactly where the rivers were. And 1849, we become part of the Union, and El Paso County is created. They have to decide where the international border is going to be. So they come out here, they're like the Guadalupe Hidalgo Treaty, they call it. They have to decide where it's going to be. So they say, okay, let's pick the deepest channel. Okay, so the people here are like praying. You know, I doubt it. I just say that, but it ended up being on that side. So we ended up on the American side.
Al, fantastic. More information, go to ktsm.com, click on that Studio 9 tab. Incredible information. Thank you.
You're welcome.